right, so you know that old bald guy who's always yelling at people? Yeah, Dave Ramsey.
When you give your income to someone else, you don't have it anymore. Is this hard? This is hard, isn't it? And when you give your income away, you have given up your economic future. All for crap. For a stinking flat screen.
It's been a long, ongoing debate about if Dave Ramsey is right. Should I listen to Dave Ramsey's advice? So on and so forth. So let me begin by saying I am indebted to Dave Ramsey. He is really the cornerstone of why I began on this journey of financial literacy and really starting to get my finances together. So I am completely indebted to him. However, as I've started to gain much more knowledge, I've started to veer away from him in certain areas, right? So the bottom line is, I think Dave Ramsey is great for the community, right? And Dave has to teach to the masses. So he has to have a message that applies to a majority of Americans, right? Because a majority of Americans are in that paycheck to paycheck situation. 71% of Americans live paycheck to paycheck. So Dave is teaching individuals how to live debt free and live a more comfortable lifestyle, right? And so in that vein, right, as he is doing that, so he teaches about the baby steps, right? The baby steps are, baby step 1, save $1,000. Baby step 2, pay off your debts, smallest to largest. Baby step 3, save 3 to 6 months of expenses. Baby step 4 is putting 15% of your earnings towards retirement. Baby step 5, start your kids' college. Baby step 6 is to pay off your house. And baby step 7 is to live and give, right? Live debt-free and give. And so what I always tell people is that following his advice is never going to hurt anyone, right? You're not going to get hurt by living debt-free and paying off your house early and not having any bills, right? You may live a great life. I mean, that's a stress-free life. You don't have to worry about, where your next rent payment or mortgage payment is going to come from. Like, that is a stress-free life. And for most people, for some people, I mean, that could be their definition of success, just not owing people. So where I would veer away from him is for more ambitious and, you're really trying to build wealth. There are certain things that, I have parted ways with Dave on. Not to say that he's wrong or that I'm right, but my risk tolerance is a little higher now that I have a lot more financial backing underneath me, and I can understand certain things. So, there's 2 areas that I pretty much can disagree with him on. The 15-year mortgage. I actually did refinance my first property to a 15-year mortgage, but he has that as the standard for everyone. So to get a 15-year mortgage, and it needs to be less than a quarter of your income. Great advice on less than a quarter of your income, but I do think that the average American can go ahead and do that 30-year loan, right? Another area that I kind of part ways with him is credit cards. Now, I will full on say this. If you are in massive debt and you're living paycheck to paycheck, you do not need to be using credit cards, right? The typical way that people use credit cards are they spend money on things that they don't have the money for, and it's just basically a loan for them. The way that financially savvy people use credit cards is, and you'll hear Dave talk about it all the time. You're just trying to build up your airline miles. Hope your airline.
Good Lord. I get airline miles. Said no millionaire ever. Really. Millionaires do. I met with thousands and thousands of millionaires. I've never met one that said, Dave, I made my money with my airline miles. Oh, those Discover points broke me through financially. Hey, let's do the math, okay? You know how you get $1,000 back from Discover? You spend $100,000.
Hope your airline miles. No one ever got rich using a credit card. And I don't think the sentiment is that you're going to get rich off of credit cards, but there are certain advantages, certain travel hacks and things that you can do to use credit cards, right? And so, I've done, I'm an advocate user of credit cards. I use the advantages of certain points and travel hacks and different things like that I'll kind of go over throughout the journey of this channel. But I don't believe there's anything wrong with using credit cards when you get to a financial point in your life that you're able to responsibly handle credit cards, pay them off at the end of every month, and reasonably use your credit cards to your advantage. So, Dave Ramsey, again, I love his advice. I think he's teaching to the masses. I think he delivers a hard message that a lot of people need to hear to stop overspending and living above your means. That is going to be a message that resonates with a lot of Americans and just people in general. And I don't think if you followed his advice to the T that you're ever going to get hurt by his advice. There's other people out there that have you leveraging debt up to your eyeballs, and you can severely get hurt. You can really, if you lose your job and you're over leveraged, it could severely change the trajectory of your life. But following Dave's advice is never going to hurt you. So that's my final opinion about Dave. Love his advice. Think that he's doing a great thing for the society, and I'm trying to do something similar here. So again, B Humps, up to me. Accountability B here. I'll see you on the next one.